Hello. Unusual vine is growing around me. I'm staying not far away from Hanasse. This is a place like above 650 meters above the sea level, north of Kyoto. And I'm holding the interesting branch, which seemingly contains multiple kind of infructescences, small berry-like fruits on axis which is elongated. However, when I first time saw it, I started to understand it is something not exactly similar to infructescence. What is infructescence anyway? Infructescence is a thing which originate from inflorescence. So each of these berries probably originated from separate flower. However, on the basement of each of these things, I can't find any traces of perianth. So they sit without any scars of perianth. But on the basement of the whole thing, there is a very prominent scar. So this is probably just one flower which produced gynoecium of multiple pistils. And when flower is ripe, when fruit is developing, that pistil elongated, like multiple pistils on axis elongated, and produce fruits which actually make one fruit, not infructescence. So this is very interesting. So what I see is a long axis with multiple berries in the first glance, but this is actually one raspberry-like fruit with very elongated axis. So to me, it's really ancestral character. So most of flowering plants have more or less compact fruits. Only few lineages on the very basal of flowering plant phylogeny tree, they might have something similar. And one of them is this plant. So this is Schizandra. Schizandra is a very ancestral group of flowering plants. It belongs to the basal clade, belongs to the first flowering plants on Earth. From how Schizandra looks, you can guess how most ancestral flowering plants of probably late Jurassic or early Cretaceous period might look. So look again on them. Simple leaves. Venation is unusual. If you look on leaf closely, you will see that veins will divide and almost disappear to the margin of leaf. Pattern of venation is typically considered also as very unusual and ancestral. Claiming habit, many of them are claiming plants. And these very interesting flowers which develop into fruits with very long axes on which one particular fruitlets were sit. So Schizandra ripanda, one of the Schizandras of Japan. There are two species here. One is a Chinese one, and one is a Japanese-Korean one. This species, Black Schizandra, one of the remarkable representatives of the genus. Schizandra, again, is a very ancestral plant which belongs to family Elysiaceae, which contains Elysium, Schizandra, and Katsura, three very different plants. Katsura is also a vine. In that group, in the base of flowering plants, Austrabalia is also a vine. So some of them are vines, and it's possible that very ancestral flowering plants were also claiming on gymnosperms, like it's claiming right now on Cryptomeria. And when fruit is developing, like in magnolias, for example, or sometimes in buttercups, this axis is elongated and makes an appearance of long structure. So flower is disintegrating after ripening. So flower is not so stable, not so compact as in most of flowering plants. So you can even say it is not yet a flower. So because after ripening, it will lose the flower characters. For example, compactness of it. Schizandra is extremely useful medicine plants. One of interesting, stimulants, which used throughout the East Asian medicine. So a plant is very useful in many ways, and people use some drinks or other stuff. I should be, careful with it because it said it will, raise the blood pressure significantly. But anyway, Schizandra is medicine. Schizandra is very remarkable, interesting basil flowering plants and grows here like it probably grew in a Cretaceous period, climbing on gymnosperms on Cryptomeria forest in not far away from Hanase, Japan on July 26. As you see, it has this very interesting, like disintegrated fruits. Thank you very much.